I was watching the Sean Spicer press conference today, and I want to know what the hell his problem is with April Ryan, and why is he so disrespectful to her? And he's not the only one. President Trump, when April Ryan was asking him a question regarding the HBCUs and the Congressional Black Caucus, President Trump was disrespectful to her too. He basically was trying to treat her like some flunky secretary as far as arranging a meeting. But in this particular clip, I want you to see the exchange between Sean Spicer and April Ryan and how he disrespects her. He basically tells her that she shouldn't shake her head. She shouldn't basically question him when he says something. Check this out. Now, I'm going to show you the difference by playing the basic question that a white woman asked him. Notice that, you know, she drops her head a couple of times, and he doesn't seem to have a problem with that. But when April Ryan does basically the same thing, he basically points it out not once but twice. Here we go.
Simple.
So executive privilege is not an issue for Sally Yates. Would not have been an issue for Sally Yates testifying.
That's correct.
Okay, thank you. And following that, one issue. You want to add?
No, I don't, it's interesting. I mean, this is very clearly worded, and yet somehow you're asking me how to interpret that in any other way than literally reading plain English.
Okay. Interpret something else for me. Does the president still believe that climate change is a hoax?
I think you'll hear more today about the climate and what he believes. I think he understands. He does not believe that, as I mentioned at the outset, there's a binary choice between job creation, economic growth, and caring about the environment, and that's what we should be focusing on. I think at the end of the day, where we should be focusing on is making sure that all Americans have clean water, clean air, and that we do what we can to preserve and protect our environment.
Now, okay, I just want you to notice that the female reporter dropped her head a couple of times. On one occasion, she was looking at her notes, but she did drop her head 2 or 3 times. He didn't say a single word about that, even though he was a bit perturbed about her coming back to him twice regarding the same question. Now, check out what happens with the exchange he has with April Ryan. Now, granted, she should not probably have taken exception to the fact that he didn't seem all that happy when he called on her. But that being said, here we go.
Yeah.
Is it April?
April, go ahead.
All right, thank you. Sean, don't seem so happy.
Okay, that's where when she said "don't seem so happy," and now take a look at his face. Now he's upset. So that laid the groundwork for basically how he dealt with her going forward.
Anyway, with all of these investigations, questions of what is, how does this administration try to revamp its image? 2.5 months in, you got this Yates story today, you got other things going on, you got Russia, you got wiretap, and you got...
No, we don't have that. You I know.
Investigations on Capitol Hill.
No, I get it, but you keep... I've said it from the day that I got here until whatever, that there is no connection. You've got Russia. If the president puts Russian salad dressing on his salad tonight, somehow that's a Russian connection. But every single person... No,
See, and now he's being facetious about it. And yeah, they do have that. They do have the Russian problem. They do have the bullshit statement that the president made about wiretapping. A lot of this stuff is stuff that was created by Donald Trump himself, especially that wiretapping crap. But the Russian stuff, that's him and his people. But Sean basically wants everybody to ignore those situations where there could be potential collusion. If there is nothing there, then what the hell is the FBI investigating? What is the Senate Intelligence Committee investigating? There's something there. Now, it may not be what we think it is. It may just be coincidence, but obviously there's something there.
I appreciate your agenda here, but the reality is,
See, and now he's also stating that she has an agenda, okay? No, she's a reporter. She's asking questions to report, okay? Now, it is true, there are reporters that do have agendas, and they will ask questions, pointed questions, leading questions to try to put you into a box. I didn't think that what she was asking at that point was a quote-unquote gotcha sort of question.
no, hold on. No, at some point, report the facts. The facts are that every single person who has been briefed on this subject has come away with the same conclusion. Republican, Democrat, so I'm sorry that disgusts you. You're shaking your head. I appreciate it, but okay.
Okay, so now there's the first attack on her as far as shaking her head.
But understand this, that at some point the facts are what they are, and every single person who has been briefed on this situation with respect to the situation with Russia, Republican, Democrat, Obama appointee, career, have all come to the same conclusion. At some point, April, you're going to have to take no for an answer with respect to whether or not there was collusion.
How do you change the perception
We're going to keep doing everything we're doing to make sure that what the president told the American people he was going to do to fulfill those pledges and promises that he made, to bring back jobs, to grow the economy, to keep our nation safe. That's what he's been focused on since day one. We're going to keep focusing on that every single day.
Comes Friday. Condi Rice did not support this president. She did not go to the convention. She comes. What is on the agenda, and how is their relationship? Has it healed since 2006 when he used a very negative word to
So
describe?
here's what I'll tell you. It's interesting that you ask those two questions back to back. On the one hand, you're saying, what are we doing to improve our image? And then here he is once again meeting somebody that hasn't been a big supporter of his. Hold on. No, but
Okay, see, and now her question's a valid question because Donald Trump basically called Condoleezza Rice a bitch back in 2008, and now she's coming into the White House, I guess, to meet him. I wasn't even aware of that. So that's a valid question. Does he still think she's a bitch?
April, hold on. It seems like you're hell-bent on trying to make sure that whatever image you want to tell about this White House stays, because at the end of the day, let me answer. I understand. Okay, but you know what? You're asking me a question, and I'm going to answer, which is the president. I'm sorry. Please stop shaking your head again. But
see, and there he goes with the shaking of the head again. He doesn't say that to anybody else, but he targets her, and in my opinion, he is very more combative with her than he is pretty much with anybody else.
at some point, the reality is that this president continues to reach out to individuals who supported him, who didn't support him, Republicans, Democrats, to try to bring the country together and move forward on an agenda that's going to help every American. That's it, plain and simple. So if you're asking what we're doing, I think we continue to do it, which is to bring groups together that have been supportive of him, that haven't been supportive of him, but to share a goal, which is finding common ground on areas of national security, of personal security, of economic security, of job creation, of safer communities, of education, of healthcare, that can unite us as a country and make the country stronger.
All right, so you see, he could have cut out all that dropping your head bullshit. All he really needed to go to in order to kill the whole damn question was the reason he's got Condoleezza Rice coming in was because he was trying to build a bridge. Now, we all know that she pushed Tillerson, so that's probably more of a reason for her to come in than anything else. But instead of him trying to be a diplomat about the damn thing, he was basically combative.
Russia and Tillerson Friday.
I think they're. I'm not ready to when we're done with that, we'll see if we can have a readout. Hold on. I understand that. We're not at Friday yet. I will have a readout when that's done. I know the pool needs to get to the Vance for the signing. Thank you. I'll be back tomorrow. We're going to do 5 days in a row this week, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. See, so she, for whatever reason, when he got done going back and forth with her, he was done, and he had to leave the room. But the White House seems to have a major problem with April Ryan. But as far as the respect that they show her, it looks like it's, in my opinion, non-existent.